Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I'm really excited about today because normally when we do these webinars, I usually focus 100% on the business of real estate and how to generate more leads using marketing and technology. I've been doing it for a couple years now, and I very rarely go off that track. However, today I'm going to be talking about one of my bigger passions. Marketing is a passion, but also so is health and fitness. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I was able to maintain a fit lifestyle being a super busy active guy. So just so you know, I actually am a quitter. I quit alcohol, coffee, smoking, soft drinks, energy drinks, and candy all at the same time. I just looked in the mirror at myself one day and got angry, so I pulled the plug on everything. And I had to replace it with something. So basically that means I'm no fun. I don't do any of the fun stuff anymore. And they're going to be legalizing weed in Canada, and I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that because I just quit everything. So what I had to do is I had to replace it with fitness and health because every morning I would have that coffee, and every lunch I would have fast food, and by nighttime, I would just watch TV or play video games. So I definitely had to make a couple adjustments. I'm just going to see what these questions are. I don't know, Goran. Everybody else can hear me, so I'm recording it if there's any issues, okay? So I had to replace it with fitness and health. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't realize about me is, and they wouldn't even suspect it, but during the course of one summer, I became a smoker, and I was smoking half a pack a day. Apparently, when I do something, I go all in, and so smoking was one of those things. And what led to that was I started a new coaching business, and it was from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock with no breaks. So when I was done my 1-hour phone call with you, I had another phone call lined up right after it, and then another one and another one. I became a slave to the time slot, so I wasn't able to leave, and I wasn't able to do the things like adventure and travel and stuff like that that I was used to doing. So I became a slave to the time slot, and then because I was working 9 to 6, I had zero time to actually work on my own business. So I just ended up drinking coffee, energy drinks, and smoking throughout that whole summer. Also, because of me as a public speaker, I'm always traveling. And so because I'm always traveling, every week I'm with a new group of people. Like I was just with a group of people in Toronto, now I'm in Florida. Next week it's another group. So every week I'm with another group of people. They're all away from their friends and family. They're all there celebrating success. It's usually all inclusive. And because I'm like the guest of honor or center of attention or whatever, everything is provided. So it was just nonstop, too much of a good thing. I wasn't a party animal, but constantly digesting and ingesting bad things is not good for anybody. Also, during the course of that summer, they had summer drink days where it was $1 for the iced coffee. And I don't know if they put the fat content on these things or not, but I got fat. People don't realize that you can be skinny and still have like a fat roll. And over the course of one summer, by the winter, I actually realized that I was starting to get a spare tire. I would especially notice it when I would bend over to tie up my shoes. If I was in a car driving and I put on my seatbelt, that restraint would really bring to my attention like, oh my gosh, there's something going on here that had never been there the prior 30 years of my life. And basically anywhere I would sit, I would notice it, especially in the washroom. Like, man, this came out of nowhere. So one day I walked in and went to the mirror because I was washing my hands after smoking, and I was so disappointed with myself. Like normally the way you see yourself is a big deal, and how I saw myself at that moment was very, very low. Even though on the surface level everybody thought I had it going on, like success and all that, really I was just like on the treadmill working the daily grind and not feeling very fulfilled. So while I was washing my hands and I got the stink off, I actually swore at myself in the mirror, and I got angry because a lot of people in my mind look to me for inspiration. So if I knew that they were with me at that moment and the way I was feeling, I was so disappointed with myself. I just said, you know what, I have to make a big time change. Because I used to live the 4-hour work week. Prior to being in coaching, before that, I had my real estate sales business was very successful, and I had a very comfortable work life. Then I became a coach, and then that all went out the door. So I wanted to get back to having the 4-hour work week, which, by the way, this is a book, and the 4-hour work week is not realistic. However, the 4-hour work day is, and that's what I currently live. So I had to make some big changes in my business and I had to make some big changes in my life. So what I ended up doing is I went into the local gym. I checked out all the gyms in our area, and I highly suggest the Y. If you have a gym in your area, check out the Y, because what they have on a daily schedule, the other gyms have weekly. So you could fit what all the other gyms do in 1 week, what the Y offers in 1 day. Now, not all of the Ys are the same. So you're going to want to check to make sure that whatever gym is close to you, the prices are reasonable, and they have the classes that you want. Now, I didn't know what classes that I wanted, so they gave me this really interesting piece of paper. It was a blank grid of the month. So for the next 30 days, what I did was I wrote in on that what I would do. And I tried everything, every single class, even the ones that like you would make fun of a guy for trying, like Zumba or Roomba Fit, the dance thing, or yoga, Pilates. I tried every single class that they had to offer, and my goal was not to miss a day, which I know is very challenging for a lot of people, but I did it. In my first month, I was able to do it. I did it without missing a day. Oh, wait, I guess in the middle there, I missed 1 day. I don't know what happened there. So I missed 1 day of the 30. And every day I would write in the different classes that I had tried, and I just knew which ones felt right for me. So as the months went forward, this is month 2, and then month 3, you can see that I really progressed, where I was doing a lot of biking, a lot of running, a lot of the different things. What I discovered trying all these different classes is that the cycle fit, hands down, was my favorite thing. It was like, it's like a 45-minute session. It's super condensed. You really get over the amount of cardio that you can get done on a spin bike is incredible. Also, it's not as challenging as when you're, say, running or on the treadmill, because it's easier on your joints. And what's really cool for me is that I used to be a runner. I used to run all the time. And then during the unhealthy part of my life, I stopped running because I hurt my knee and I thought I was done, that I couldn't run anymore. Well, the spin class totally fixed me. So because the spin class fixed me, I was able to start running again by the end of the 3 months. If I go back, you would see, or rewind the video, and you'll see all the numbers that I was doing for the running, totally because of the spin class. It 100% fixed me. To the point now where I'm in the middle of a 3-year road trip, and I'm doing a 5K race in every state and every province, and I 100% owe all of that to the Y, because if it wasn't for them, then I definitely wouldn't be running today and I wouldn't be active and healthy. So that spin class fixed me. Maybe you'll find out that the water aerobics is for you, or maybe you'll find out that the dance class or the machines, whatever is for you. But the challenge is to go through and experiment, get over your ego and just go to the class, meet new people. They're all out of shape too, mostly, right? So you don't have to feel uncomfortable in a room full of other people that you think are better than you. Because here's the thing. Say, I want to pause the screen for a second. Say when I was running around the track just this past winter. So I'm very good at running now. So as I'm running around the track, I'm obviously lapping people and going at a fast pace. And I could see people, because it was January, who were just coming back because of the New Year's resolution. And this one girl, I could see that she was really struggling. So at the end of my session, I finished, and I walked up to her and I gave her like a hug. I'm like, oh man, I noticed you're new. I just want to say welcome to the club. And I don't know if you noticed that I kept passing you. And she kind of chuckled like, yeah, obviously. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, here's the thing, is that you didn't notice all the people that you passed because they didn't even show up to the track today. So I just want to say it's really big for you to come and just keep coming for the next month. Make sure to do that, okay? And she basically started crying and gave me a big hug at the end again. So I got 2 hugs out of it. And she was very, very happy with that. Let me stop this video. So she was very happy with that. So that's the thing. Don't get in your own way. Show up, do the things that you have to do. Because I'm doing this 5K race in every state and every province, it's a big journey for me. So I'm going to get my shoes bronzed, turned into a trophy, one for my mom, one for my dad, and I'm going to list all the states and provinces that I stepped foot in, which I think is a cool idea. So this is where I'm at now. So 6 days a week, I bike 17 miles a day. I run 3 to 5 kilometers a day. I swim 32 laps a day, and I'll do 20 minutes of body weight and stretching. 6 days a week. I'll maybe miss 4 days a month. So that's where I'm at now. But it all started with going to the Y and trying that calendar out. I'm going to give you guys a download so that you can print off your own calendar and start sailing your way forward. Now, you don't actually even need a gym. What's so cool about our smartphones is that they actually have so many different apps on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the apps that I use that you can use from home. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, I'm going to go through them anyways, but the Nike app is amazing, the Sworkit apps are amazing, and the 7-minute workout. I'm also going to cover the Fitbit as well. So starting off with the Sworkit. If you go to the App Store and type in Sworkit stretching, because there's different versions of the Sworkit. Sworkit stretching. Search that on your phone in the App Store and download it immediately. Of all the apps, this is the one that everybody needs, because no matter your fitness level, you should be able to tie your own shoes when you're older, right? And so stretching is a key component to overall health. It doesn't mean, exercise doesn't mean you have to be breaking a sweat every time. If I don't have time to exercise in a particular day, I'll use the Sworkit stretching app just to at least get a stretch in. And so you'll do your stretch. And what's cool about it is that you can choose what the time is. So you'd be like, oh man, I only got 5 minutes, or I got 10 minutes, or today I want to go deeper and I want to do a 20-minute stretch because I'm feeling really stiff. So you can change the time that you have with it, and then it will create a stretching program for you based on how much time you have. And it's totally free. Now, if you actually do want to exercise, the #1 app that I use on a daily basis is Johnson & Johnson's The 7-Minute Workout. There's a million 7-minute app, 7-minute workouts in the App Store. There's a whole bunch of them. Some of them are free, some of them you got to charge and pay for. This one is sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. So search for the one that has the red background with the white circles. This one, it's cool because it has a 7-minute workout, but that's kind of like a bait and switch. I mean, if you're going to work out for 7 minutes, you're probably not going to get that good of an exercise in. If you don't have any time or you're just starting, obviously that's way better than not. But what I really like about this app and why I use it all the time, I'll use it a couple times a week consistently. And what I like about it is it has the smart workout. So the smart workout will create a workout program for you. So basically when I start my exercise, see right here I'm doing lunge, touch, kick. I can like it or thumb it down. So if I like a particular exercise, it will include it in the future ones. And if I thumb it down, it won't include it. So every day the smart workout is actually creating a brand new routine. It's not the same thing. Because if you do the 7-minute workout, it's the same 7 minutes with the same routine and same motions. But with this smart workout, it will actually create a unique individual exercise every day based on what you like and what you don't like. Also, at the end of it, it will ask you to rate it. Were you relaxed or were you exhausted? If you were relaxed, then what it's going to do is it's going to make tomorrow's exercise harder. If you were exhausted, then the next exercise you do is going to be easier. And it also keeps a journal over on the right here. I got a journal of everything. So it just will keep the journaling done for me. I think this is hands down one of the best programs on the market because all the other exercise apps, in my opinion, are very linear. It's the same exercise every time, pretty much. Like they might have 300 different exercises, but it's the same routine. Whereas with this one, it creates a brand new routine for you every day based on which ones you like and don't like. Awesome. So I don't think anybody has an excuse not to start doing some form of activity, either the stretching part or using this. if you just want to get in shape a little bit. This is the baby steps, but it actually gets it really challenging. So for me, now that I'm liking all the hard ones and I keep saying I'm relaxed, it's got me doing some pretty crazy exercises, and I love it. Another free one that's in both the iPhone and Android is the Nike Personal Trainer. The Nike Training Club app is what it's called. Now, it's pretty cool. You can break it down by body type. So maybe one day I'll be like, oh man, I really today just want to do like my core or arms or legs. So you can pick based on the body type. You can also pick based on what type of exercise you want to do. If you want to do your mobility, strength, endurance, yoga, that sort of thing. And you can train with professionals like a soccer player right here. So it's pretty cool. It comes up with some really interesting routines for you. Also, what I like about it in particular is that it has an option that says no equipment workouts. So you can click on that and it puts together a list of all the no equipment workouts. So that's one of the biggest reasons most people don't work out is because they don't have the equipment. And so it will create a body weight routine based on you and the resistance of gravity and whatever you're doing. It also has a really cool filter, so you could be like beginner. I would say advanced because I've been doing it. I only got 15 minutes today. I want a high intensity workout, and like you fill in the rest of the blanks, and then it will spit out a couple of exercises that you can do, like a whole routine. So that is really cool. I do this one from a hotel. When I travel, I'm always traveling. So even when I'm like at a destination resort, and I'll do this. So it's really important for me to stay active. At least 20 minutes a day is my minimum. Now, I told you all to download the Sworkit stretching app. Well, Sworkit has like a ton of apps on in the store. It's actually a subscription base. Don't quote me. I think it's like $100 a year, so it's not super cheap. Now, what is good about it is that you can try it for 30 days anyways. So if you were interested, you could. It allows you to not have a gym and not have any excuses. So this is what's cool about the Sworkit program. When you log in after you started paying, it will ask you. So for me, I said my goal is just to get fitter. That's like my overall goal. And I would say that I'm advanced. You could say either of the options. So I said advanced, and then it instantly created a 6-week program for me. And I would just hit select that plan. And then every day I would log in using my phone, and I would do the exercise based on whatever it's telling me to do. So I think that's cool. It creates a whole like 6-week program for you. And you can change it up. At the end of that 6 weeks, you can create it and start a new one. It has a filter of exercises. So you can choose like the cardio. You can, do you want to do it on the floor, standing, seated? So it's got a pretty extensive filter that you can pick from. This is really neat. It has a create workout option, and it has over 300 exercises. So you can actually search all these different exercises and create your own workout and save it. So it will say, okay, 10 jumping jacks, okay, 20 push-ups, and it will create the order. You'll create it, and then you can save it. So it's almost like you can create your own exercise app. And then they've also, all the apps on the market of any program has a whole bunch that are already done for you. So you can see Absolute for beginners. That's 6 weeks of confidence, I guess. Quick workouts. So you can pick and choose ones that are already done if you don't know how to create your own. I don't even create my own just because I'm too lazy. I'd rather, like, they've already done it for me, so I might as well. Now, everybody has heard about the Fitbit. So this is why I like the Fitbit. Personally, you don't even need a Fitbit, by the way. You can just install the app for free on your phone, and you could use it that way. However, if you use the watch or buy the watch, this is what I like about it, is that it actually tracks all my runs and my bikes, and it will do the GPS. It will track all my exercises. So I like that. I like seeing like a history of all the places I've been and all the places I've ran, and it actually has a map. So to me, this is like why I personally use it. I don't use that piece of paper anymore where I journal what I've done because the Fitbit does it for me. So it will automatically log in all the days that I exercised and then what I did on that exercise on that day. And it's social, so you can connect with all your friends. Apparently, I am number 10 because I don't walk enough, but I do run and I do ride my bike, so I do feel healthy. Me personally, I'm not into counting my steps anyways. I'm all about the other exercise. But if stepping or walking is your form of exercise, then kill it. Do your thing. Do whatever is good with you. I like the Fitbit because it does keep it social. And you have a dashboard right on your phone. So on your dashboard, you can choose what your dashboard looks like. So I could be like, okay, my goal is to do 4 floors a day. I want to move a distance of like 9 kilometers or 10 kilometers, or you can change it to miles as well. How many calories a day do you want to burn? How many minutes per day do you want to exercise? How many steps do you want to take? So you can predetermine what all your goals are, and it gamifies it throughout the day. It will remind you and be like, man, you better hit the gym or you better hit the track because you're not going to make your goal. It also tracks your sleeping. So interestingly, I average about 6 hours a night of sleep, which is all I apparently need. And it tracks all this other information. Like, I've never really looked into it, but my heart rate is apparently excellent. It's 56, which puts it up here, I guess. I've never read any of that. It doesn't matter to me, but it keeps a daily journal of your overall health. So if you need to track numbers, I mean, obviously this is cool for you. The only reason I have it is to track my runs, my bikes, and to do my daily journal of what I did is the main reason why I have it. They also have pre-programmed, like you could virtually do a walk through different parks and stuff across the world. It's pretty gimmicky, in my opinion. Really, you just say that you're going to do it, and then it tracks how many steps you took, and then it tells you that you did it. You don't actually, I don't think you actually see anywhere you're walking. Anyways, try it out. They got a whole bunch of stuff that is not for me, but it could be for you. Now, during this time that you're exercising, what are you doing with it? To me, it's like meditation. Like when I was doing the spinning class, no offense to the spin instructors, uh, they were used to it, but I would put in my earbuds, not because I was drowning them out, but because I was like self-meditating. It was totally, the bike for me was a time to unplug and relax and get in the zone and get in the flow. So if you want, why don't double dip that time and use it to listen to audiobooks? So while I do my bike ride, it takes 40 minutes roughly. So when I do my 40-minute bike ride, what am I listening to? Rap music? Maybe. Or an audiobook. Like an audiobook is going to improve me if I just keep self-learning in other directions. So Audible is awesome. That's where I get my audiobooks most of the time. However, I use this one first if I can. It's called Playster. Playster. It's an app on your phone. They have a subscription. It's $34 a month. Do not do that one. That's a big waste of money. What you want is audiobooks, $14.95. I think that's in Canadian. I think it's like $9 US. I'm not sure unless they up the price. But only do the audiobook subscription. You don't need movies, music, and I guess that's books to actually read, so you could do that one. But really just do the ones that help you self-improve. So what's cool about Playster is that Audible is you pay a monthly subscription and then you can download one book a month. Or you could just outright buy the book and you download it. With Playster, it's a subscription also, in this case, $14 a month, but it's unlimited audiobooks. So I could listen to 4 books a month or 2 a week, or like however many books you want to listen to, it's unlimited. The challenge is that once you don't subscribe, you don't have access to those books anymore. So no big deal. I'm just always going to stay subscribed. So there's a question. Let me see what that is. You can also get audiobooks for free at the local library. Cool. Awesome. That's a good tip. Yeah. And another free place of audiobooks is podcasts. So if you don't know what a podcast is, this is people usually hold like their own private radio show, and it's usually niched into topics like the real estate industry, the health and fitness industry, the video game industry. So all these different industries have people that are podcasting about it, and they're usually interviewing and or talking about that particular industry. If you don't have iPhone, then that's okay because you can still get a podcast on your iPhone. You just have to install the app Podcast Addict. This is for all the people that use Android. Once you have that, then you can go to Google and type in the word podcast with whatever you're interested in. So podcast real estate, podcast health, podcast travel. And Google has all these people that already put together the top podcasts on that particular topic. So then you would go and search the podcast and listen to the ones that really connect with you. So this is an example. These are the, I listened to a whole bunch of them. It's funny. This is hilarious. This one here, Beauty and the Vlog. This girl interviews YouTube stars that talk about makeup. Did you know that there's YouTube stars that talk about makeup? Well, either did I. However, the way she interviews people is amazing. I love her interviews. So she's so good. So this is helping me with interviewing other people. That's why I listen to her. But I mean, there's real estate ones. This one, I want to start a new podcast. So I'm listening to other people talking about how to start a podcast. You can search based on categories. So if you want to know about business, comedy, whatever you can think of, it's in there. And it has a search feature where you can just search the topic. My nephew, for example, he just graduated for welding last year. So I got him onto podcasts, and I said, hey, just go install the podcast, search the word welding and see what comes up. And there's a whole bunch of welding podcasts teaching him all the new tools and techniques and ideas about welding. So whatever you're interested in, like this 3-year road trip that I'm on, here's one of the families that I follow, RV Family Travel Atlas. And they're always talking about how to live on the road and how to work remotely. So I follow people like that and I listen to them. And this is the type of stuff that I listen to while I run. Now, while we're running, we're always on the go. You guys are showing properties. It is very hard to stay healthy, especially with all the fast food. Like if you're eating hamburgers all the time for lunch, you're not going to look like this girl. So this is what I do. So for me, healthy eating on the go, I purchased one of these. It's called the NutriBullet. They're really reasonably priced, like $80 to $130 type of thing. And you can get other blenders that are like $800, $700. I'm telling you, just get something like this. Don't blow the bank on it. Just see if you like it and then upgrade. I'm not even upgrading to the $700 one because what I like about it is that all of the mess stays in this one cup, where some of the bigger blenders, you have to blend it and then you have to pour it into something, and now you got two things to clean. So this is the one that I suggest, NutriBullet. It's the 900 power series. According to this website, it's $100. It'll range between 80 to 120. I've seen it. And so this is the one that I use. I bought it, where did I buy it? Either Best Buy or Walmart. I think I got it at Walmart. And I bought the $15 warranty from Walmart. That way I could kick the crap out of it and bring it back if something happened. And I've been using it for years now, every day. Well, I shouldn't say every day. Let's say 5 days a week. I use this 5 days a week, and it has not failed me. I use it every day. I'm actually going to use it today with you guys and show you how I make this beautiful thing on the left turns into this disgusting looking thing on the right. So on the left, this is all I need. This is my coffee in the morning. This is my energy drink for lunch. This is my fast food burger while I'm driving in the car. Like, I can eat this on the go, and you can see on the left how healthy it is. It's usually 50% vegetables. The other 50% is fruits and nuts and seeds. So that's kind of like how I do it. And to speed things up, I go to the local bulk store and I pre-buy all of the things that are healthy that taste bad, like psyllium husk. Have you ever tried that? It is like eating tree bark. It is so gross. So anyways, what I do is I buy all this healthy, untasty stuff, and then I'll layer it into a container in equal parts, one layer at a time. and then I'll shake it all up, and now all I have to do is add 1 scoop. So for me to make this drink, it takes about 5 minutes in time, the same amount of time it would take you to make a coffee, only this is way more healthier for you. So you can see every day it's just a mix of whatever I have in the fridge. So I really do add variety. Every day it's just whatever I have. So like if I don't have anything, I'll go to the store and I'll pick up fresh vegetables and frozen fruit and fresh fruit. But every day it's a little bit different based on whatever I currently have in the fridge. And you can see it looks disgusting. This is how I would leave, and it's gross, but it really is the healthy, like my body craves it. You know when something is just good for you and you know it? This is it. And despite how gross that thing just looked, everybody that I've had try it is blown away with how good it tastes. It tastes like candy. It just looks like barf. So anyways, if you can get over the texture part of it, then you're good to go. Now, that's good for you as an individual person, but some of you have to cook for the whole family, right? So this is my main tool that I use. It's called the Instant Pot, and it's a smart cooker. And you can see they have a whole bunch of them, right? Like this one works with your phone. This is the one you need. Just get the cheap one. I got a spoiler alert for you. All of the apps and recipes that show you like how to cook, they work on all of the Instapot models. You don't need the most expensive one. Just get the cheapest one, which looks like this on the left. I use the 6-quart for me because it's only me and my wife. If we had a larger family, then you might want to get the 8-quart, which is a bigger size. But this thing is incredible. It will cook your meals in a fraction of the time. And it's not all just like soups and stews. I mean, you could cook meatloaf. You could cook like pretty crazy things in this thing in a fraction of the time. I think a corn on the cob was like a minute. Blow me away. It was the best corn on the cob I've ever eaten too. Speaking of corn, this is one of the meals that I made, and there's no meat in it or anything. Not that I'm against meat. Go ahead and eat it if that's what you do. But anyways, I'm all about just trying to eat as much healthy food as possible. And so I'm trying all these different recipes. I don't know if that looks good to you, but to me, it was amazing. And it's literally like just throw in all the ingredients, press a couple buttons, and walk away, and it's ready. So a slow cooker, you have to like prep it the night before or get it ready during the day of. And with this thing, like literally you can make it the night that you plan on eating. So here's one of my favorite easy recipes. It was the first one I had that got me hooked. The chicken soup in the Instapot, which is, okay, so let me just go over this. On the left, this is the meal that I found. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. Then down at the bottom, I click on the little ingredients, and it tells me all of the ingredients I need. I need 2 chicken breasts frozen, 4 potatoes, 3 carrots, half an onion, 4 cups of chicken broth, some salt and pepper. Then on the instructions page, look at the instructions. Place all the ingredients in the pot. Select the settings, hit go, serve and enjoy. It's like bang, bang, bang. And what's the overall time? 35 minutes. So you're throwing frozen chicken, and 35 minutes later, it's ready to eat. I haven't got sick from it. So anyways, the Instapot is like the go-to for a lot of people that are in health and nutrition. It's the go-to for a lot of people like me that live on the road and are always traveling. I'll cook, the Instapot meal will last us like 2 or 3 days. And the meals that you get out of it is amazing. So maybe add it to your birthday list, Christmas coming up, or anytime, just treat yourself, get yourself the Instapot. They got a ton of recipes on the internet, but what I like is that it actually does have an app on your phone, and it has a filter. So when I'm using this app, I can just say, oh man, I really kind of feel like Mexican. Or you can say your diet, like you're vegan or vegetarian or all the other types of diets. You can pick that. How much time do you have? So like you got 15 minutes, you got a half hour, you got 45 minutes, so there's a little slider. Then you can say, what type of meal is it? Is it dinner? Is it breakfast? Is it whatever? And after you change all of these settings, it will filter together all these different recipes for you. And you're like, oh man, that looks good. Try it out. So it is amazing. The other thing that I do for snacking on the go is I make my own chips using just apples and a pineapple. So I'll go to Walmart or anywhere, Amazon I guess, and buy a food dehydrator or borrow one because people buy these things and then they don't use them. So after you try this, you will. You get your apples and you slice them so that they're like less than a quarter of an inch thick. You don't want them too thick because you actually want them to dry out. And the ingredients, apple and pineapple, you don't have to add any other ingredients. There's no salt, there's no preservatives, there's nothing. And these are the best. I could sell these. If I could add preservatives, stuff them in a bag, I'd be a millionaire. Because these things are so good. They're not like any other dry fruit that you buy at the store. When you buy dry fruit at the store, it's like waxy and sugary and like you can taste the oil that they cooked it in. There's nothing. It's just a dry apple. And the apple isn't like brown. You know when you slice an apple and it gets brown within 10 minutes? When you dry it, for some reason, that prevents it from browning. The best, man, these, actually I'm going to make some this week. They're so good. If you need some inspiration, these are my top 3 books. I read a lot of books. These 3 specifically for exercise I think make a lot of sense. The Miracle Morning, it's all about getting up and starting your day right. And a lot of people want to exercise in the morning, but then they don't because the bed is a lot warmer and more comfortable. So I definitely suggest the Miracle Morning. It also relates to real estate because a lot of people aren't getting into the office when they should be, that sort of thing. So get the Miracle Morning. The other book is The 5-Second Rule. You can just search Mel Robbins on YouTube, and she has a whole bunch of audio clips. One of her TED Talks is like a life changer for a lot of people, and this is the end result. She created a book on the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule is the simplest thing ever. It's like, say you're walking through your kitchen and you see something that has to get put away. You just got to make a decision in 5 seconds to go put it away. Like that's the rule. Basically, you're going to get, you want to go out the door and do your run. You have that moment of hesitation. Just make the decision to get out the door and do the run. So that book, really, really good. Spartan Up is by the guy that created the Spartan races, the Spartan race series. And I got the audio version of it, and the guy sounds like such a, he sounds like a dickhead. He does not sound like a guy that you'd want to hang out with. He just sounds so like egotistical. Anyways, after you go through the first 2 chapters, you realize that this guy really is a badass. And this book really, really helped me inspire me and my exercise program, because there would be times where I'd be running, I'd be like, no, I'm done now. Well, then I'd be listening to this book, or I'd think of this book, and I'd be like, no, man, I got to make it to that street pole, or I got to make it to the 5K mark. I said I was going to do 5K. So this book is really, really good to basically kick your butt and get you into gear. So I'm going to end off with 2 things. I'm going to read you this tip, and then I'm going to actually make my shake for you. So this is my tip. I'll read along with you. So set your alarm on the phone the night before. Place it in the hall charging on top of the gym bag already packed the night before, and place a house coat on top. That way you actually need to get up to turn off the phone. While you're up, put on the house coat to keep warm, because that's usually what pulls you back to bed, is because you're cold. Give your head a shake and think of the 5-second rule. You have to go from motivated to driven. Driven people won't miss it. So here's the thing. When I'm at the gym in January, it is packed. There's so many new faces. By March, it is like ghost town. So the people that are still at the gym in March, they're there because they're driven. It's a lifestyle. So you have to get past this motivation. Like those books that I told you are good. They might get you motivated, but what's actually going to keep you consistent is you being driven. So maybe use the anger that you have towards yourself, or maybe your spouse. Like, I'm sure your spouse gets you angry. So you could use the anger that you have as the fuel to keep you, to make you a better person. When I started with that monthly grid with 31 boxes. Every day I'd write in what I did that day for health. My goal was 6 days a week. Over time, I'd see better times as far as my running and longer distances, including biking. If I missed a day, I do the stretching app. So every day, you basically can't miss a day if you just include that stretching app. It's like 10 minutes or 5, you can do it for less, and we all have that amount of time. We generally speaking for adults anyways, we don't stretch as much as we should be anyways, so you definitely should get that Sworkit stretching app. Okay, how many of you watch TV? All your hands go up. Okay, while you're watching TV, what are you doing? Sitting on a couch? Why not just sit on the floor and do some stretching? Get accountable with a friend or a family member. Do the sheet thing that I talked about and try not to miss any days. P.S. You're already a badass boss, and people already look up to you as is, the way you are, the shape you are, and who you currently are. Now, pretend that they are watching you, or pretend that you're on a reality TV show, because if you were, you would get up and you would go. Isn't that incredible? If you would do it for others, why don't you do it for yourself? I can guarantee you, if you were put on a reality TV show, you would always be showing your best self, even when you don't want to. But when nobody's watching, you just give yourself permission to slack off. So, okay, I am going to end this screen share, and then I want to turn on my webcam, which is rare because you guys never get to see me. Hello. Okay, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I make that shake. So I have the NutriBullet. Yeah, the NutriBullet 900 series is the one that's powerful enough for me. I don't blend it fully so that it's a liquid drink that I have to use a straw. I actually make it very chunky so that I have to eat it. I'm not a nutritionist, but I do believe that it's healthier for you to actually chew your food and have like your stomach kind of take apart the fibers. I made that up. That's what I do. So I'm going to make it for you. So I use whatever I have in the fridge. We happen to just have like a gathering the other day. So we had a vegetable tray. So because we have this, I'm actually going to use what's available. So I'm going to put these little carrots in the bottom here. And I've got, I know how to pack these things. So this is the same order that I always pack stuff. My staple is at least one entire carrot, one full stick of celery, whatever other vegetables I have. So here's some green beans. And the reason why I stack them like this, broccoli, I don't want tomato. Okay, so the reason why I stack it like this is because I want to get as much in this as possible. So I kind of stand them all up vertically. Okay, that's that. Then I use these pre-washed salad kits. It's what I do. It's probably healthier just to have your own garden and get your own vegetables, but I do this. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 big heaping handfuls. That's a big one. And because the carrots and the beans are standing up vertically, I kind of push it down into the cracks and mush it down. So now you can see it's like half the cup is vegetables. Now, this is one of my tricks. Use whatever you want, but I'll put maybe this much juice. And somebody watching this is going to freak out. The internet police is going to arrest me, and they're going to be like, there's sugar in your juice. Okay. Okay, so this really helps cut the flavor. Some of you don't like the taste of vegetables, and that really does help with it just tasting better. Okay, I don't add a lot of powders, like creatine powders or protein powders or anything like that. However, this one here, green superfood, 1 scoop equals 2 full servings of fruits and vegetables. And I mean, there's beet, carrot, spinach, pineapple, broccoli, wheatgrass, barley grass, just a whole bunch of stuff that I don't currently have in my fridge. So I'm going to add a scoop of that. And what's interesting about this stuff is that What's interesting about this stuff is the first time I added it, I instantly tasted it, and my body told me like more of that. So man, that's a testimonial to whoever made this stuff. It is amazing. Okay, so there's that. Now, here's the other internet police. They're going to arrest me. I add a little bit of chocolate. Sounds disgusting. Do your own thing. Only a little bit. A little bit of chocolate. Good to go. Then, remember all that healthy stuff that I mix into the container? I will add an entire scoop of that. And then almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, cashews, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, just a whole bunch of stuff is in here. And I'll do a handful of that. So I really like fill in the cracks so that it all falls down there. Okay, this is what we got so far. We got carrot, beans, half vegetables, seeds, and nuts. Then I'm going to add a banana. I always add the banana. That's one of the staples. If I had time, if I wasn't doing a live video, I would do a quarter of a green pepper, but I don't want to cut up the pepper with you. Okay, we got the banana and then frozen fruit. And we're pretty much done. So let me just add this. Now, they have a fill line right here. I've clearly gone way past that fill line, and I do it every time. It works for me. I think it's because of how I packed everything in there. Oh, man. Of all the frozen fruit that I add, mango, to me, just like icing on the cake, man. Tastes so good. Okay, so I cram that in there. You cannot fit any more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill in the gap with water and blend. So you can't see. Let me move this. Can you see that? Oh, yeah, you can. So this thing here is called a Berkey. Basically, you can throw swamp water in it, and it spits out crystal clean, pure water. And it takes out all of the chemicals that the government adds. Now, I'm not a conspiracy nut or anything, but if I don't have to have fluoride in my water, I'm not going to. So use whatever water you want. Okay. Now, there's going to be a loud noise, but you're going to see that it only lasts for 2 seconds because I don't actually blend it so that it's a drink. I blend it. Oh. Look at that. Bunch of awesomeness. How good is this lunch? It's so light and healthy, like your body craves it. So plug your ears. That's it. I don't blend it so that it's a drink. I blend it so that it looks like this, not because I like the way it looks, but because this is going to last me the rest of the afternoon. That looks so bad. But if you were here in person, it smells and tastes so good. So thank you for being with me today. That was my quick little synopsis on my journey of health and fitness and my tips and ideas. I hope just one or two of them stand out for you. I'm going to end this recording. We do a group coaching call every 2 weeks. So I appreciate you being with me today, and I look forward to you being with me tomorrow. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to answer any questions that happen during the recording, okay? Someone loves their Instapot. What were the seeds and things that tasted bad but are healthy? Psyllium husk. Let me go back. There's actually a picture. I had a picture of it. So I'm going to show you my computer screen. Hold on a second. All right, so the stuff that was in it. All right, let's see if I can, chia, those things are gross. Hemp hearts, flaxseed, oh, that's terrible. What do you got here? Sesame seeds, I think. There's like poppy seeds in there. That's pumpkin seed. Goji berry, those things are expensive, so expensive. Here's the dark chocolate. I always add a couple pieces of dark chocolate. It just tastes good. Not a lot, just a little bit. I think that's pretty much it for the stuff that's good for you that tastes bad, is the chia, the flax, and the psyllium husk. Those things are brutal. However, when they're all blended together, the way I just did it, you don't even taste them. Good stuff, specific portions. Okay, so what I do is, so Larry, you can see that I have all this stuff that I bought at the store. I then layer it equally. So it doesn't look equal, but it is. It's pretty much all equal parts, all in one container. And then after it's all layered, then I'll shake it up. And then it's just one big scoop. So the scoop that I'm using is a quarter of a cup scoop. So let me show you my screen. All right, let me show you my camera. So this cup right here, it's a quarter cup. And I'll do one scoop of it. Oh, there's also, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a terrible shot. Can you see there? It looks bad. Like you would not, I wouldn't eat this unless it was blended. But there's dried dates in there too. So I'll do, that's the other thing. There's dried cranberries in there as well. And then in the nuts one, the nut one, there shouldn't be cranberries. I can see cranberries in this because my wife bought the wrong one. But normally this is just nuts. So this part has the cranberries in it, some dried fruit, and all that healthy stuff that tastes gross. This one is purely usually just nuts, and it would be walnuts, hazelnuts, almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds. It also depends where I'm at. If I'm at a bulk store, or if I'm at Costco, or if I'm at Walmart, depending on what they have, I'll just buy it. It's usually a little bit different every time. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it. If you got any more questions and I hang up, you can just email me, call, or text. And oh, since I have you guys on the line, I did a Facebook post 2 days ago about a brand new advertising program. And if I showed you my phone, what is it at? 213 people now want the program. So I'll just tell you what it is. It's we do your Google advertising. So you'll get Google remarketing. You'll get banner display network ads and Google search for when a person searches you as a real estate agent. It's $150 a month, and we do everything for you. And it's month to month. You can cancel anytime. So I did a Facebook video yesterday about it, and now I'm up to 200 and whatever people wanting it. So if you're on this call and I haven't texted you back, it's because there's just too many people, and I will be getting to you. So I appreciate you. And if anybody's listening to this and wants more info, just reach out to me and I'll send you that video. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.
Hey, if you want to close more real estate transactions, get more buyer leads, and get more seller leads, click this button right here. It'll take you to our real estate group coaching page. Also, if you like this video and want more, you can subscribe by pressing this, or you can check out some of my past videos here. Enjoy!